Our first guest today is an absolute superstar. Not since Babe Ruth has the word iconic been batted round so deservedly. This is Derek Quinn from Freddie and the Dreamers. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Josh.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I've never been called a babe.
Well, I was on the bus this morning. I'm thinking, do I compare him to Billie Jean King or Babe Ruth? I don't think either work.
Billie Jean... I've got glasses on, so it could be Billie Jean King.
You got a bit of tint in those glasses. Why is that?
Well, it's...
Am I shining too much?
No, that's what I used to have when I was in my, heyday, shall we say.
I watch films with rockers in that always wear sunglasses, even on stage and in interviews.
Yeah, well, definitely, and in dark rooms.
Is that because they get nervous?
Not at all, no.
And they like to hide behind something?
No, it's because we can't see very well. So our eyes are usually quite shut. So
oh, look at you.
You put the dark glasses on, you can't see.
It's so nice to see you again. How long's it been? 18 months, 2 years?
It must be a couple of... Yeah, it must be 2 years, I would think.
You're looking really well.
Well, that's
it's quite unnerving me, I think.
I'm not going to say you are, because you're a bit rough today.
I think I've absorbed your age, and you're sucking the life out of me.
Really?
Everybody's welcome. And let's talk about the moustache. Does your moustache has its own agent? Does he book his own gigs?
Oh, it does its own thing, yes. I take it off when I go to bed.
I just imagine it peels off. I appreciate a good moustache game because it's something I can't really grow. And I planted myself, I did the manure and everything. But I can't grow it. If you look, it's just a baby moustache and I'm 28 years of age. Have you got any tips?
Yes. I'd get a false one.
Can I borrow yours?
That's never going to happen, that one,
I'll borrow you. I can pass as you.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, you need the glasses, though.
To start the show, I want to talk about an old friend of yours. Well, he'll be your friend forever, Eric Adock.
Eric, oh yeah, Ezra.
What happened? I was so heartbroken when I heard the news.
Yes, I was. In fact, it was all so sudden. It was just unbelievable. He used to come round to our house for New Year's Eve, and we got to the stage where he didn't even bring a bottle in the end. He just used to come along and sit down and say, right, feed me and give me my drink. And that particular, last New Year's Eve, not the one just gone, the one before, him and a couple of friends decided that they were going to do their own little thing. And that was fine, you know. And it was only, 4 days later or 5 days later, he died.
Beg my pardon, was he really sick? Was he ill?
No.
Oh my God.
That is the weirdest thing. He was told he had diabetes, which was quite a few years ago, and he had put a lot of weight on. So he got, you know, he started doing the right things, eating the right things, etc. And he took all the weight off, and he was looking really good. And apparently, what had happened. Well, I don't know what happened, but I've got a friend of mine who used to walk his dog with Eric and his dog, which was called Jack Wilson, and used to walk in Reddish Vale. And I was trying to get hold of Eric because we had this show that we were going to be putting on at Romley, and I wanted him to say that yes, this was okay or that was okay, and he wasn't replying on his phone. So this friend of mine who he used to walk his dog with went round to his house, and he looked through the window after he'd been knocking on the door, and Eric was sat in a chair with his feet up, and the television was on, and he was dead.
You're breaking my heart. Oh my God.
It was frightening. I mean, the good thing is, apparently his face was fine. It didn't look as though he'd had a heart attack or anything. He just looked as though he'd gone to sleep.
Which is kind of a nice way to put it, really. Watching TV. Yeah. Just some crap on TV with his legs up. Yeah. And he was peaceful, hopefully.
And the dog, they actually had to break in. And the dog wouldn't let anybody go near him.
Man's best friend.
Exactly.
There you go, protecting his master.
And, unbelievably, I said, I bet it was a mess, the house, with the dog. And he said, no, the dog went in the bathroom every time when it wanted to wee.
That's amazing.
Seriously,
isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Well trained.
Yeah.
How did it hit you?
Oh, Well, it was to say it was a shock is unbelievable.
I saw you on stage, it was late 2018, and I've never seen two men, no matter the age, have so much life and happiness together. And I was just so envious of the relationship you had with Eric.
Oh.
And my heart broke, so I can't even begin to understand or feel how it is for you.
Eric was a one-off. He was he was definitely his own man. He actually put it to the Hollies that they were getting ripped off by their management, and they wouldn't have it. They wouldn't do that to us. They wouldn't do that. And then Eric got to the stage where he thought, oh well, if you're not going to believe me, They were doing the show at ABC at Didsbury, which was a television thing, and he didn't turn up. So consequently, they sacked him. And about 12 months later, they found out that they were getting ripped off by the management.
Right, he knew, he was savvy.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, and it was such a shame. But he was a great lad. He had a great sense of humour. I know one story. They did a tour with the Dave Clark Five. Excuse me. And the Hollies were a bit upset that the Dave Clark Five were closing the show. Or let's say Eric was. So, on the second night of the show, he consequently went backstage while the Dave Clark Five were playing and unplugged the whole lot of their amplification.
My God, sabotage!
He was a little bit of a lad. Yeah, he was. Great lad. Absolutely great lad.
Derek, we've got you for the whole hour, and I'm so excited to have you on the show again. The song I'm going to play now is by the Hollies.
Great.
As a tribute to poor old Derek.
Brilliant.
He ain't heavy, he's my brother.
Fabulous.
Are you trying to seduce me, Derek Quinn? Simon and Garfunkel. This is Robinson from American Pie. We'll play another song from the soundtrack tomorrow. We've got Derek for the whole hour. I just have an abundance of questions. Derek, I want to know more about America. How did that came to be? Touring and having hits?
Right, well, we did a little segment for Brian Epstein, who was the Beatles manager, who used to do a segment for a show in America called Shindig. And he used to do it with British groups, and then they'd put it into their show. So we did this little one, and then for Out of the Blue, we were invited to go to America to do various TV shows. But while we were there, we actually also did a segment for a film, Out of Sight. So it all tied in quite nicely. So we did these shows, and then we came back home, and we were doing the Queen's Theatre Blackpool with Tommy Cooper, Donald Pearce and Julian Morris. And just before we started that, we were there for a fortnight with the new Seekers. No, sorry, the original Seekers. And it was then we were invited to go back to America because we suddenly have a number one. And we didn't realise. And they wouldn't let us out of the contract. So that was in June. And we couldn't go then till October, which was a shame because we may have made quite a bit of money if we could have gone in June, but because of the length of time, it was a different world then. So we went in October, and we went for 30 shows in 30 states in 31 days, and it was quite horrendous. And it was with a group called the McCoys, and the other group was the Beau Brummels. So there was three bands on, and it was a good show. Good show.
Was you apprehensive to tour 30 states? Because that sounds exhausting.
It was. We were in a bus, but it was quite amusing, really, because when we came home, we were told that before we went, we were told we were going to get $90,000 for 3 weeks or 30 nights, which was a lot of money. And when we got home, we had to go into the office and take our checkbooks with us. And we were told we owed $1,500 each.
Oh, so the band owed money?
Yeah.
Who the hell
Right,
was running this?
Well, you work it out. That, first of all, you've got 10% for your agency over here, 10% for the manager, and then we found out you had to pay 10% to the agency in America. So that was $27,000 that went out straight away. We then had $3,000 a week for the bus. So
why did no one tell you this before you went?
Oh, no, they never did. Don't be silly. They always give you the big number. And then we were paying for the hotels. And then the McCoys and the Brummel's mum were coming out of that as well. We were charged $200 a day for limousines, which we only used for one day, and they were charged us for 3 days.
Who paid you for your limousine today to get here? Because it's still running. I'm not paying for it.
All right, the wife, no, she doesn't know I'm here. And then, over in America, you kind of pay a state tax and a city tax, right? So they'd forgotten to pay all that.
Oh, they're just forgotten.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah.
So when we came home, we had to pay $1,500 each to cover the state and the city taxes. So we did very well, really. Well, I mean, we got to stay in America because we paid for the hotels. So
yeah, you've got these amazing stories, lifelong memories. But I'm sure you wanted to make a couple of quid.
Well, we would have loved to have done, yeah. Well, we thought we had until we came home.
It was your manager who was running the operation, Joseph Goebbels.
It could have been Jimmy O'Farrell, who was... It's a shame, really, because when you think back, in those days, everything was with friendship. It was, Jimmy was a mate of the group, and so we needed a manager. So, well, you be the manager. And then another friend was, well, you be the road manager.
No, you be the manager.
It's one of them. No, that's how it was, and that's how it came, It got very professional later, but it was really at the end of the 60s when it started to be professional, because people have got ripped off that many times that they realised they needed professional people to do
exactly. Did you ever go back to America?
Did we? Yes.
Or did that put you off?
Oh, no, we went back, yeah.
Was that another tour or TV shows?
No, mainly TV shows. Yeah.
What was the biggest one you did?
Well, Ed Sullivan.
You did Ed Sullivan?
Yeah, we did.
Ready Big Show. That's my Ed Sullivan impression. What was he like?
Very wooden. The personality of a slug. He was just... I just couldn't believe how he could be so popular. It was a syndicated show.
He was the biggest...
Exactly.
Entertainer in America at the time.
Yeah.
And he could break artists into...
He could make or break, yeah, definitely. But amazingly, everybody wanted to do his show. And he'd just say, here's the Beatles. And that was it. And no expression whatsoever.
It's very strange.
It is.
Stick with me. Don't forget it.
No, you're too professional. You never make it.
I'm afraid about what Derek says about me when he's not on air. So did you live like a star when you was over there? Did any of it get to your head? Like, oh, I'm Derek Quinn.
No, you can't, because you were travelling nearly all the time. I'll tell you one story, which is actually so true. We were in Montgomery, in Alabama, and we went into this auditorium. It held about 7,000 people. It was a basketball auditorium. And as we walked in, we walked in onto the stage, and on the floor there was 14 convicts with brushes. Every single one of them was black, and they were sweeping out. And on the stage was a guy with the Stetson on and the shotgun, like a sheriff. And they were all sweeping the floor, and we looked and thought, this is not right. This is horrible.
And did you say anything? Well, could you say anything?
No, not at the time. But at the show, the stage was about 7 foot off the floor, right? So what was happening is the lads were kind of lifting the girls up, and they were their hands on the edge of the stage, And this disc jockey, he was about 5 foot, about 60 years of age, another non-personality person, and he was introducing us. And we went on, and he introduced us, Freddie and the Dreamers, and he went along the stage stamping on all the girls' fingers. So I took my guitar off and hit him.
Oh my God. Over the head?
No, round the ear. Right, kind of.
And did he fall into the crowd?
No, but he started crying. He went off stage. Got a nice cheer, by the way. And when I came off, I was put in handcuffs. And the sheriff was arresting me for aggravated assault.
So this was after the gig?
As we finished.
They took you off to a prison?
No.
Or a jail?
What they did, luckily, in fairness to our manager Jimmy, he could talk. So he got them to... Obviously, the disc jockey had made the complaint because he'd been hit. So Jimmy got the sheriff to agree that if we left the state, everything would be all right. And that's what we had to do, pack everything up and get in the bus and go.
Touring around with a band is kind of strenuous enough. But to have all this, seeing someone step on girls' toes, hitting someone with a guitar, getting arrested, you must have been livid. You want to go and perform and create.
That's all you want, yeah.
And try and relax after a gig and not get arrested.
Yeah, well, we had to go and find a motel somewhere out of the state then. It was frightening, really.
And did you get a reputation then? Did word gather round to the...
Oh, no, well, I hope not.
Derek's coming. Arm yourselves. Now, Derek, we've got Crowded House on the way. We'll play another track from Freddie and the Dreamers as well.
You don't have to.
No, I want to.
Oh, all right.
It was already in, Derek. It was pre-planned.
Good lad.
No, are you staying around for a little while?
Of course.
Have another
mate.
chinwag.
Okay.
I want to know more about John Wayne as well. Last time I met you, we talked about John Wayne.
Yeah,
I'm
wonderful.
a huge John Wayne fan.
Shut up and drink your milk.
I've saddled a couple of horses in my time. Crowded House on the way. If you want to request some music, 83228. Start your message with the word Tameside. It's 36 minutes past 11. Good morning.
My Thames.
I want to know about this gig coming up, the Rock and Roll Society gigs. You're very, very busy, Derek.
Well, yes.
Which is good.
It's the Stockport Rock and Roll Society. Started it about 15, 16 months ago. I went around to a few rock and roll clubs around the country and decided that there was needed one in Stockport. So a couple of friends, Jill, that used to be in a group called the Dollies from Manchester, Pam Howes, who's an authoress, myself, Steve Knowles, used to be in a group called the Factotums, and we got together and decided we'd like to start this Stockport Rock and Roll Society.
And is this something you've had to pump a lot of money into?
No. The lovely thing is all for charity. Everything that we make goes to local charities. So it's kind of self-funding in a way. We charge a little membership, £3 a year, and then that pays for like the PA system or anything incidental, publishing and posters, all that type of thing. And then we charge £3 on a Wednesday night and a £5 on a Friday. And we do the third Wednesday in the month and the first Friday in the month. And it's doing very, very well. It's really good, actually. It's what they call a youth club for the over 60s.
Am I invited, though?
Oh, I don't know.
I would love to. It's my music, though.
Oh, no, you like it.
I have old joints, so I think it's my kind of thing. Are you in charge of booking the guests to come and perform?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, for my sins, I am responsible for those.
For your sins. There's some great people coming up. We have the Emperors of Rhythm.
That's on this Friday.
Friday 7th, yes.
And they've been going since 1958.
Oh, my God.
I know. You want to see them with the Zimmer frames. It's brilliant.
Just put a couple of guitar strings on the Zimmer frames. That'll work.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Adam Whitney, also known as The Voice, and Friends, Wednesday the 19th of February.
Well, Adam has done the 4 shows that we did at the Plaza in Romley, and he sang with Gidea Park, and he does all the Frankie Valli stuff, Roy Orbison, Elvis. He's a fantastic vocalist. And it was amazing when I booked him. The day after, I got a phone call from Roger from Gidea Park, who were an 80s band. They did all the Beatles, all the Beach Boys stuff. And he rang up and he said, I believe you booked Adam. So I said, yeah. He said, well, can we come up and back him? I said, I can't afford you. And he said, no, 3 of us want to come up and just back him.
Just for the enjoyment of it?
Yeah.
That is amazing. Adam Whitney. You've got loads going on. I mean, people can go to the website or the Facebook page. It's at the Brinington Ward Labour Club, Northumberland Road in Stockport. And you can get a membership as well.
Yes.
I want to become a member, Derek.
All right, well...
How do we become a member?
You have to go through an interview.
I'll be like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
By the way, that show, when Adam's on, we have 5 people coming from Iceland, not the store, the country. And we have 2 lads that come up from London, Steve and Barry, regularly. Absolute nutters. I mean, why not? They love it. They stay at the Travel Lodge in Stockport. And then on the Thursday morning, they travel over to Glossop, and my wife, Jackie, and myself go and meet them at the Weatherspoons, and we have breakfast.
It just sounds amazing, doesn't it?
It's fabulous. Absolutely.
Are you not performing, Derek?
No.
Oh,
no.
I'm getting in the mood now.
I DJ.
Oh, you DJ.
No, I don't do that.
Do you spin some discs?
No, don't spin. No, just a laptop job.
Oh, well, I think you're better than me. I'm safe behind a desk inside a studio, but when I'm out in the real world, I sound like a bingo caller.
Oh, I don't talk. I don't need all that.
Number 72, I have you.
We do a quiz as well, by the way. Lorraine's dead easy, I don't believe it quiz. And it's just musical intros, and it's good. And it raises money for charity, which is good.
This is great. What if you need more space, though?
No, we're all right where we are. It holds about 150 people.
150?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And it's got a massive dance floor, and it's stage, and it's real. And the people are fabulous. Honestly, they're really, really good. It's got to the stage where Jackie and I used to go, say, on a Wednesday lunchtime, and put the banners up, put posters up, do all the bit, set the tables out. And when we go out, it's all done. Apart from the posters, all the tables are set, pre-set and everything. Fabulous.
You just never stop, do you? You never ever stop.
Well, why do you have to?
You need to keep young and stay happy. I think that's the key.
I think
that's the secret.
Actually, yeah.
I sound like the Urban Cookie Collective. What about these big gigs you used to do? Stockport Plaza, Romley, what's happened to those? I loved it.
I know, well, unfortunately, they don't make money, so...
Oh, really? I don't believe that. Why?
No, we started with the Mike Sweeney's Manchester Beat. The first one, we lost about £8, I think, which wasn't too bad. The second one, we did make a little bit. The third one was then just Eric and myself doing the Eck and Deck, and that was it. Just broke even, but the last one lost about 450 quid. So I thought, no, you can't keep doing that.
But people enjoy it. Could you not have knocked up the ticket prices?
Of course, people enjoy it, but I don't. I love it when you're there, but then when you start counting up, you think, why did I bother?
But I mean, you've got the shindigs now, which are regular, and they're giving people the same feel and fun.
Yeah, and there's no money involved in that. It's purely
for love.
The money in, and we'll give it out in September. But we gave £1,000 last year, and we're already got £1,000 in the bank already this year up to now.
It sounds better than you did in the 60s. It's going well.
Yeah.
God. Here's another one from Freddie and the Dreamers.
You were made for me.
You were made for me.
You were made
Freddie and the Dreamers. You just had me giggling, Derek. The Icelandic people coming over.
Yeah.
You said they bring a suitcase within a suitcase.
Yeah, well, I think it's a suitcase within a suitcase within a suitcase. The idea is, of course, that in Iceland everything is so expensive because everything is imported.
Ah, right, yeah.
So they kind of take a trip to Primark. They've got like 10 grandchildren. It's the father, mother, 2 daughters, and then a friend who are coming. So they the shoes in Iceland, just an ordinary pair of non-essential shoes are £190. So Sven buys about 3 pairs for about £30 each. So he's
genius.
Exactly. And then they buy all the kids' things, and I mean they really fill fill the suitcases. They come about twice a year, so they're lovely, lovely, lovely people. Absolutely lovely. And he is a bass player in the group in Iceland, or he was. And when I told him that Giddy Park were coming, he actually got in touch with Roger, the bass player with Giddy Park, and asked him if he could get up and do a number with Adam with me on the 19th of February. So that'll be interesting. We'll have an Icelandic person playing bass at Stockport.
Put that on a poster, please.
Oh, it'd be wonderful.
That just sounds like... And I love that he's called Sven.
Sven,
Yeah.
Maria, Sonja, and Gudrun.
Oh, do they go around in a sled?
Ulla Helga is one of the other daughters.
The names are very poetic, I think.
They're fabulous. And all the ladies' names end in Dotter, Dottir, and all the men's names end in Son, S-O-N, or double S-O-N. Every single one.
So what would your name be in Icelandic?
Quinson.
Oh, well.
Derek Quinson.
Stop it, I'm going all gooey.
Oh, no, it would be Derek Derrickson.
Derek Derrickson.
Yeah, it's the first name. So one of the daughters is Sonja Schweinbornsson. Oh, Schweinborn daughter. Yeah. Weird.
Well, my name's Josh. It's just... it's, you know... We have Two Doors Cinema Club on the way.
Josh Littleson.
Josh Littleson. That sounds quite good.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh, I could herd sheep and chop down trees and have a carrot as a nose. You never know. 2 Days Cinema Club are on the way with some. We have the first part of Simon's theme as well. And Derek, do you mind staying around for a little while longer?
Fine.
I feel like we can squeeze in more.
Okay.
Sorry, Derek Derrickson. So we've got it.
Derek Derrickson.
Stay tuned, everybody. Welcome to the show.
My Tameside.